Hello there, welcome to another video here on the channel. This is going to be another Expanding Fronts game, one I got sent yesterday by one of the participants here. And looks like they're on a map which seems like a better Nova Lake maybe. It just looks like it's set up for hyper late game. You can see all these extra ore and Nova deposit nodes here, just in the center of the map. A reason to play for the center here. I'd find a lot of benefits in going into the lake here for map control, but also for all the fish that are there. Just so much food. But also on this map there seems to be a ton of carbon. If you look at the way that the clusters spawn, they spawn very efficiently. They're big clusters, but a lot of them are like layered around like the edge of the map. So you can just sort of farm towards the, or farm carbon processor your way towards the edge of the map. But it looks like there's just a lot of resources on this map for it to go like late game and stuff. And getting into the teams here, so we'll start with Raphael here, Jedi Master 96, I want to say 69, but Voobly have said no to that. He's in the red, playing the First Order here. And I'm going to go forward more because I can't even see where people are. So on his team we've got Kissam here in the Galactic Empire in the yellow. We have Hunter here in the New Republic in the purple. And then we got Russian Blunt here in the grey. Gungans going to be a good civ for this map. Azar Naboo here, played by Hero in the blue. Rebel Alliance for Lord Frost here in the green, almost blending into the map there. And then we got Risk on the teal Confederacy. And then last but not least we got Jort here in the orange Wookiees. We talked about the center at the start of things. There seems to be like a bunch of nerfs. Unfortunately, Jordan not finding his. So a lot of nerfs to put in the old nurseries. There's some lure, dewbacks, flumps. So this is just like a really hyper map, you know. People get to T2 very quickly. It does make it a little bit difficult for people to fish early with like the early tag times and stuff. But you can maybe do it at T2 once you get yourself on the way to T3, or if you're rushing or something like that. It's definitely something that players should lean into, particularly the ones that are like Gungans and Naboo, the ones that can scale the water into like late game water armies. Because controlling the center would be very important. Just have all that Nova and stuff. I think an interesting thing about this is, unlike Nova Lake, everyone's got like 2 Nova piles as well, which is going to be very helpful, especially if teams get frozen out of the center. Because what you find in Nova Lake is with 1 Nova pile, and particularly if you're playing like Nova civs, so a lot of the air-based civs that require like Nova support harassment units, 1 Nova pile is just not enough to see them to the point where they can even like take back the center. It feels like when you lose the center, that's just it. I'll have a look at the nerf counts. Up to about 15, 16 nerfs. So 16 nerfs and some lure is really going to get you going quickly. Decent for like early mountie aggression as well. Because the nerfs can pretty much sustain you, and you can only have a few workers on hunt just to get a little bit extra, and you can put all the rest of your workers on carbon and get that troop center and power core up very quickly. It's always weird. Every time I play these guys, I get myself housed. Because I got the Trade Federation droid workers. So you're playing TF and all techs. I don't know if we see anything wild out of anyone as of yet. So we got troop center dropping here for Raphael, and it looks like he actually found those nerfs, I'm assuming, the ones that were really near Jort here, and he's managed to steal them. So Jort's going to be at a huge disadvantage here. He has managed to steal these back. But it's a long time he's gone without having those nerfs. So there's going to be a lot more food here for Raphael. Quick look. Yeah, it's been heavy on the lure though. So he's doing actually okay. Jort's doing very well with just managing his T1 without these nerfs. His carbon really bad though. It's just all these little clusters, like he's kind of been chosen to be shafted by the map here. When he has to build his carbon processor in this weird area. Will be kind of nice if he walls it out though, because it's up against the edge. Have a look at the other side of things. You can see a troop center. Power core here for hero. We've got one for blunt here as well. He's managed to wall out things a little bit, maybe to like pretend like he's going T3 and bait his wing here into doing something similar. But he does have 2 trooper recruits out chasing this Mountie, but unfortunately the Mountie's gotten behind them. And it can get into the base here and maybe get onto the carbon and cause a bit of harassment. It's just very far. I think he's going to go for the power core, I don't know. I'd like to see him go for the carbon. The carbon's a smart move here because it's so far away from the troop centers and he was on trooper recruits. And you can see some trooper recruits just rallying to Jort and the scout, just looking ahead just to see where things are, like troopers and stuff. Because they're so slow. And he's pulling them back now because he sees they can't really do anything with the early rally here. Already a couple of units out. Jort immediately getting some turrets. They're not going to guarantee one another, but sort of guarantee each area. Providing he's got units that knock troopers away from them. Not too sure what happened. He seems to have lost a few. Oh, he doesn't have basic training. So a couple of Mounties here just missed that. I've killed off a few workers just because the hero's not gotten himself basic training. So there's like no armor on the workers. They're missing like 15 health. They just die really quickly. Ah, and Russian Blunt has actually closed out his wall now as well. So he's done his little bit of Mountie aggression, killed off a few workers, and then he's closed things off. He hasn't eaten his due back though. What's that all about? Oh, he's still got quite a few actually. Hopefully he doesn't lose this one. Because he could come in here with the troopers after killing the light wall and just kill it off. Oh. I hear a Mountie somewhere. Oh, 2 Mounties killing a couple of workers here. And it seems that Jedi Master 96 does not have basic training either. It's an epidemic. Sweeping through this team. And we can see the first armed trooper is going to clean up the Mounties here, but it does look like he lost like 1 or 2 workers. Not good. Not good for so few Mounties. There should be a counter attack off of this, I would have thought. Troopers are on their way now. And looks like Hero did get through this wall here. Russian Blunt sends some troops to try and stop him, but he's losing the trade quite badly here. The units are kind of stuck in an area where they can't like fan out. And it looks like they just traded very poorly against this force. I've seen Russian Blunt trying to re-wall things here. The Hero is just not running into his base yet. Missing his opportunity. And now we've got Raphael and Jort colliding here. And Jort really just getting the better of him here. Clearly it's similar counts, but it seems a very good trade here. About 6 deaths. And they're going to collide again. There's 2 of them that are on low health, but a few of them are actually quite near full health, so this should be like a evenish. No, 1 dies. A lot of these are low. Yeah. Well, Jor better be careful here. Start building anti-air troopers. Assuming that's the pockets hitting T3. My air base here for Kassam. Double air base here for Hunter. Just command center here for what is going on here? This cheeky chap luring 4 Tuskcats in the middle of the game to Frost space. What on earth happened here? They just weren't doing it. They're like no tag stance or something. That was pretty dodgy. Those troops just completely fell apart. We can see fighter aggression here for Hunter. So he's looking for troops or something. He's got 2 fighters together, he's going to be aggressive. You can see all the wings are pretty much just going to have to start building anti-air troopers now. Risk didn't get the memo about Geonosians, you can see, as he's tried to open up a fortress here. And then he's probably realised that there's no Geo Warrior in there. His air base as well. Doesn't seem to have much units out though. Jort now going to be pushing in here with his troopers. Risk actually built the Magna Guards. I don't know how they fare again. I think the troopers are probably going to beat them. Yeah, they're like 2 volley them. Not the best choice there. Might want to switch to fighters. The Magna Guards are meant to be more like a bulky sort of mounty unit, something the front line in fights. But troopers are going to do a lot of damage to it. I don't know why Kiss M's all the way over here. If he's on this side, he should be playing this side. Just a bit raiding the wrong player. You should be terrorizing Risk right now, or Jort. Better to play your side because you can actually keep an eye on where you stand and where they stand and just manage it better. When people start playing to the other side of the map, people on the other side, well, people on their side get free games and can then come back with much higher tech levels, and you just can't manage things appropriately. Those people could just cut corners and really impact the game more than they should have been able to if people were just playing properly and managing things. Got a lot of boats here for Raphael, so he's got very good economy here, but these troopers getting on top and being really annoying. It does take them a while to kill things though, even the power droid here. And the troops from Raphael are going to try and catch that. Kill those off. Unfortunately, they've just split up and they're not even trading with the troopers. And here comes Kassam now. Fortunately, back on his side of the map. He's probably having a bit of a shocker here after building that fortress and not getting much out of it. And he's throwing down the command centers now. Jort and Raphael should be on their way to T3. Oh, neck and neck, these two. Exact same T3 times coming in. Here's some fighters from Risk now, going for the boats, and you'll need Kassam to come and clean these up with his fighters. And they kill the utility trawlers a lot quicker. See Hunter raiding here into Frost space. He's not quite got enough turrets because he seems to open like a very boom heavy. He's got like 4 command centers. 2 turrets and only the 1 airbase, just a fighter. It's quite clear, and it's going to get zoned out of this command center, and that's going to suck. Kill these farms as well. They're all low health. But he's flying into the turret here. Risk still terrorizing these utility trawlers. Raphael pleading for his pocket defensive fighters. Does have 2 selected now, he could clean this up. Does. I've called it OPC killer as well, which is about to continue the aggression here onto Raphael's utility trawlers. More troops here prodding for Jort as he's getting a little bit of a light wall with a gate here. A very defensive base. He's played pretty well considering his crappy spawn with the carbon there. He's sort of built up onto the edge of the map here, which has limited the amount of walls he would need to get this sort of nice structure around everything. Hunter's sending more fighters after he lost his over here. Frost still booming away here. Russian Blunt on the other hand, he's got a little bit of forward here. Got some anti-air troopers and some strike mechs to guarantee his artillery that I'm assuming he's going to build out here. Although, you could go for Pummels, it being like an air player, like Naboo. Pummels are not bad, but I think artillery just sitting on the hill would be best, and what's great about this is look at the resources that he's snatched up here, the Nova and the ore. Sort of knocking Hero off of those. Hero will feel very boxed in as well because of the way the carbon spawned as well. There's not much room to sort of boom backwards from that position. So we've got Blunt and we've got Raphael on the water, but not really anyone else on the water at all. It's Frost here who's got his fishing pole out, but I would like to see the teams be playing for the water a bit more than this. And a little bit of a push here with these troopers that are still alive for Raphael, sort of supplementing with the strike mechs and these mech destroyers. So I get looking ATSTs. And this Padawan's not going to last long, but these guys, like stormtroopers, just can't aim. So continuing the Empire traditions there. As this Padawan just absolutely makes a fool of them by walking just past them. I don't think he'll make it back though. The strikes are doing a lot better to chase it down. There it goes. So Risk's going to be the first to get himself here in the center of the map. A few destroyers from Kassem roaming around, but what they're going to find is that nobody's on the water. And this army now going to be colliding with that little bit of walling here that Jort did. A lot of units out here. Jort is gone for some fighters, a couple of command centers. He might not have enough to defend this. It's going to be very imposing. There isn't really anti-air with this though, and Kassem's not been super reliable here for Raphael to lean on. So I think what he's going to find is the fighters are going to kill off all of his troopers here. Well, there is one AA-mobile. In fact, there's not a lot of fighters, so the AA-mobile actually might do okay. Gonna get some good grenadier hits there. Oh, big! Two of the strike mechs just completely detonated. That's huge. And the fighter's going to come in here. He might not notice the AA-mobile. It'll take a while to clean these up, but if you can just kill off the troopers. Just might go on to the troopers. Oh, he had a lot more fighters that was hiding there. We can definitely win this. See Raphael pinging for air support now. He's going to need to get himself up to about 3 AA-mobiles to guarantee he can sit here. Because this would be a good spot for him to get a fortress down and lock out the ore and the Nova. And I could just keep the aggression going. On the other side of things, I almost forgot about this forward here. Got some mounties out here. A lot of buildings have gone down. And has he still not got basic training? No, he does. There's a lot of fighters from Hefraya now. These like mounties did go for the pummels, the Gungan pummels here. They're just knocking everything down on Hero's side. At the same time, still trying to clean up this push here. Things are looking a little bit dicey here for Jort's team. With his brother Hero here, having his base pretty much destroyed. He's had to migrate all his workers away into Frost, who's really not been very helpful at all, has he? He's just sat and boomed. And you can't really be doing that these days in the pockets of places. Maybe on Motherload, but most maps no. I see George still struggling to get rid of this. He's had to garrison the workers from this command center. Risk trying to help a little bit. Well, I don't know what these fighters are up to. I'm going to kill off the AA-mobile. Risk has sent some workers to get like a forward up. He's managed to grab the center entirely though. He's got fortress, got some vision there. It's going to be difficult though with nobody on the water to support it really. And Rebel Alliance are not the one you'd be looking for there. I think what they maybe need Hero to do is just reboom and then just play entirely. He could reboom on the water, you know. It doesn't look like a forward really got up from this. Raphael rallying his new units to this point, so he's kind of given up on the aggression there. He's at the very least like kept Jor honest here. Stopped him from like trying to tack up into like T4A or anything like that. At least not as quickly. A lot of pummels out here for Blunt. Just killing off the remnants of Hero's base. We got T4 air here for Hunter, who is just killing all of booming Frost's workers. Frost is T4, but I don't really see like a stand. There it is. And these are just fast fighters though. These are advanced fighters, but he lost a ton of workers. And he needs to be chasing these down for his team. He can't let his team take any more damage from this air. I kind of feel like Frost sort of let everyone down a bit. We're just like booming passively here, and then like his T4 air is not quicker really. And he's not even like helping deal with the air. He's just sitting on his base. Should be chasing down. This is his responsibility, because this is his opposite pocket. And now Risk is getting really hampered from supporting Jort here on the ground. He definitely needs it right now. Need some air coming in here for Kassam. It's going to be harsh if it gets onto the Grenadiers here, which kind of needs to keep this army away. Stopping this fortress going up as well, which is huge. Going to let Raphael come forward. Frost getting ambushed in the center here. Should be winning this trade comfortably. Advance versus fast. It's looking to going to go pretty much even. You might not think that's a bad thing, but what's kind of stopped there is Frost doing any sort of counter aggression now, because he just had his fighters wiped. So like all the damage that Hunter's done to this side with the air is just for free, and he's still here in the base terrorizing. Frost never cleaned it up. Now Kassem joining Raphael here as they push into Jort's base. That fortress still hasn't gone up yet. Risk does have the extra eco here in the center, but he's lost so many workers. Like, look at his home. All his workers have to be garrisoned and everything because Frost is just not dealing with this. Some strike mechs joining in from Kassem as well. Doing a very good transition into the Empire mech here. His economy though is looking a little bit crap at home. He needs to get a few more command centers, I feel. It's great that he's building units and he's been active with them and stuff, but I think he needs to be about 4 command centers right now. Because if he loses all his units here, then he's kind of got nothing, right? You can't reinforce it in the same manner that the other players can. Which is why it's important to not neglect your economy. So some heavy strike mechs here, but they are missing a lot of upgrades. They're a heavy strike mech in name only, because they don't have much stats. And this is the problem, not being on the water here. A few cruisers, and there's not really anything to stop them. So they've just killed off that fortress for Risk here. And Risk got the heavy artillery out, and he's getting his troopers out now as well. He still needs to get his range upgrades and a lot of the damage ones, but the artillery doesn't require much to get going. And with the shield here to just take the trades for free, it's pushing the army away now. But these heavy strike mechs being very annoying. There are some MDs chasing them down. And on the other side of things, they kind of just settled down here and just sort of waiting. Looks like Russian Blunts decided that heavy pummel plus advanced mountie is the ultimate army composition, and he's just planning his invasion of the Rebel Alliance here. He's just waiting. There's a little bit of a choke though. I don't think Frost's going to have anything for that though. Like this army comp will work for these double airing players. You see a master here for Hunter. Again, I don't really know what Frost's doing. He's got some air now. Chasing these strike mechs, and then he just stops. Moving them at attacker speed. Attacker is very slow here. Hunter now going to get on top of Risk's center base, with no fortress there to keep things safe. And you can see Hunter finally getting into this area now where he's going to lock out the ore and the Nova with the fortress. Risk trying to get a forward shield generator here, move his army into position. Does have that +1 range now. Don't know what this guy's up to. They traded 1 for 1 though because of the friendly fire. And Hunter pretty much just spamming air. Got some cruisers out advanced though. He gets advanced cruisers. That's pretty huge. Out here in the center. But again, it's just like advanced. I've never really seen a game like this where it's just a big lake in the center and the only boats that they're really building are cruisers. Where's Lucky Ashman or Fluffy Rabbit where you need them with their rally destroyers? They could be cleaning house here. Frost keeps building these attackers, which is just not good. A few assault mechs here for KSM, just sliding in here. Do you think he needs another 2 CCs though? But they're working really well with all the stuff on the ground here for Raphael. And they're really good against the artillery. That big AoE clumping damage. The artillery doesn't have like the highest hit points, just 130 health. So splash damage is great. And here comes a heavy assault mech here. Can't remember if it's an upgrade or it's just a racial thing, but they get these little cannon attacks as well. Which helps them kill off buildings quicker. It thinks things might be finally a go here on the other side, invading into Frost space. Hero's not really managed to get himself back at all here in this game. Which is probably because of the air that went there. Frost's not doing anything about it. And it's looking like there's just not a lot on the ground to stop this. I mean, these guys have had like no damage to their economy all game. And Risk and Jort have had a lot to theirs. And the fighter's going ahead here for Hunter. He's never actually got an advanced fighter. He's built a lot to just stay on fast fighter. And all the pummels. Did they die? How did they die? There's no way they died to all that. Oh, you ran in here, I guess. I'm surprised they lost all that to just air. They would do a lot better than that. Cannons now though, nothing really stopped them. See the advanced anti-air mobiles here, or heavy anti-air mobiles. Killing off the air. Can't really just rely on the air entirely. For this army, you're gonna need like an air cruiser, and then either repeaters or mounties, depending on how it goes. It's like a very good anti-air army for Russian Blunt here. And Fighter's getting in position, taking some trades here. Just letting Blunt get into position. If he can get his cannons up, he can take down the turrets. On the other side of things, it just looks like they're kind of uncontested, really. There's a few units out for Risk, but you know he's having a lot of problems with his economy. He's having his resources stolen by Hero. He's had his economy ravaged by air, he's lost the center bit now, and these other players got access to just all this Nova and stuff. And the cannons coming in here, just a lot of stuff on the ground. Kind of need mass grenadiers here for Confederacy, they like the plus damage, and they would do well. Same with the Wookiees. They're both just like really behind in eco. You can see it in the upgrades for their troops. And the Mounties are going to scare things off a little bit here, but they're really just going to kind of walk into the shields. There's not enough of them, and they're not enough behind as well firing. It's kind of just buying a bit of time. These cannons now just going to go straight onto the shield generator. And Frost's going to resign, Hero going to resign, so the other side's just completely collapsed now. And that'll be the end of it there. It's a little bit shorter this game than usual, but interesting map. I don't exactly know the name of it because it's something like random mix, so it never really tells you what the name of the map is, but it's a good one from the Expanding Fronts map pool. If you've enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. If you could leave a comment, like the video, it helps the channel grow, get to more people. And hopefully those people come and play the game, and if you want to play the game with us, you can find our Voobly Discord in the description below, and you can find the Expanding Fronts Discord for this mod for GBG in the description below as well. And if you want to help the channel another way, perhaps help me buy me a coffee, you'll find the PayPal link down below as well in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.